Hello guys, I'm going to be looking at the top 10 NHL attendance in the league so far this season and from last, comparing it from this season to last and see who's rised, who's gone down, and we'll just overall see all the best teams in the league, attendance-wise. Now if you didn't see the other video where I ranked the bottom 10 NHL teams in attendance, you should go look at that video. If I don't have it in the description, it's on the channel. I did it a couple of days ago, so you won't have to go through loads of videos to find it. It'll be right there. Let's start out with the 16-17 NHL attendance, and then we'll go through this season. So you got the Flames at number 10, 18,728. Not bad at all. That's a good number for the Flames. Wild at 19,070. Lightning number 8 are at 19,092. Blues are at 19,540. The Flyers at 19,644, doesn't really surprise me. They have a good devoted fan base there. Penguins 19,763, which is a great hockey fan base, of course. After the Cups, you got some fans in there somehow. And then you got the Maple Leafs, 19,764, literally one ticket above the Penguins, which is kind of ridiculous. Kind of weird to see that. But just imagine 2 tickets sold for the Penguins would have put them over the Maple Leafs. It was just a weird ranking there. That was really close. And then you got the Red Wings at 20,027, which is a really good number, a very solid number for the Red Wings, even though they missed the playoffs. The Canadiens at 21,288, and of course, no surprise, the Blackhawks at number 1, 21,752. Now, no real surprises. You could say maybe the Flames are a bit of a surprise. I don't think so. There's a lot of those teams really have a great fan base there, and they really are showing up to games. Well, let's look at the 17-18 current season NHL attendance. Now, they've only played like 10 or so. Most teams have only played like 10 or so home games, so it's going to be a little bit inflated, not maybe even decreased, but they've only played about 10 games through the season at home, and a lot of them still haven't even gotten to like 8 or 9, so it's a bit ridiculous, but it's a small sample size, but they'll probably be somewhat near what it is at the end of the season, but let's just get into it. Now at number 10, you got the Washington Capitals at 18,506, the Penguins at 18,565. They've dropped quite a bit in the rankings, at least. They are about 1,000 in the decrease. The Flames at 18,588, jumping up there. The Wild at 18,917, almost at 19,000. The Lightning, 19,092, exactly what they were at last season. Of course, this is the average per game, so it isn't the collective. It isn't like how many tickets sold were in a season. It's how many tickets on average are sold a game. But on the Maple Leafs, at number 5, you have 19,271. At the Flyers, 19,336. And number 4, jumping up quite a bit from number 6 on the rankings. The Red Wings at number 3 are at 19,551 or 555. They dropped like about 1,000, so that's not looking too great. But the Canadiens at 21,302 are, I think, a little bit, they're a bit over that what it was last season. The Blackhawks at 21,521 or 29, a couple hundred behind from last season. So overall, the top 10 rankings, there isn't as much tickets sold on the lower end, but there's a little bit more on the higher end, and that's kind of what you're going to see throughout the season. But it's definitely interesting to look at these, or like some surprises here. Like you'd think that the Capitals would have been in the top 10 last season, not really, not so much. Penguins dropping from 5 to 9. That's a pretty huge drop there. And of course the Flames at number 8. That's probably the biggest reason why the Flames aren't going to move. They aren't going to move is because they're at number 8. They have a great fan base there, and if they move, they are leaving a huge market there. And it's like unless it's like a Winnipeg situation where they relocate and then they get an expansion team down the line, hopefully only in a few years, maybe like a Wild situation. That's the only way I could see it happening, but it won't happen. So it's definitely a devoted fan base that if they even attempt to leave, it'll just be a bad idea. And you have teams like the Flyers who have jumped up a bit in those rankings, at least, maybe not tickets sold, but in those rankings, which is good to see because that fan base is really quite special. Of course, coming to games, they really love to do that, and it really does show. And for the past 5 or 6 years, you have the Blackhawks and the Canadiens, who have basically ruled that kind of a top 2 spot of just getting tickets sold. Of course, if you didn't even realize, like 10 or so years ago, not even 10, like 10, 15 years ago, they were one of the last teams in the attendance. They were not looking to relocate, but it was definitely the option was there. And they turned into a super team, and they were able to get fans in the seats. And that's something that Chicago as a whole really was looking for a super team, and then the Chicago Blackhawks filled it for them, and then there's now just floods of people coming to the games. Now that you've seen the top 10, tell me what your biggest surprise is down below, and I'll make sure to subscribe, and I'll leave a like, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.